the National Hispanic Institute. It's my great pleasure to be here with you all tonight, where I myself participated in the 1993 Colorado LDZ. 32 years ago. The National Hispanic Institute will turn 46 years old, July 20th, 2025. During these last 46 years, we're gonna go back for a second. First and foremost, we'd like to thank our sponsors. Sands Care, the Besos Foundation, Baker Hustler, Walmart, and State Farm. Thank you so much. We would also like to extend our most heartfelt gratitude to Colorado State University for hosting our program, and with whom we have partnered for 35 years. As the first student from New York City to ever attend the Colorado LDZ, I remember feeling what many of you felt just a few days ago. Nervous, full of questions, and most definitely excited. I hope that this week has provided you with an incredible experience that will continue to not only help you formulate constant questions, but I hope that we have provided you with the tools to develop those answers. The National Hispanic Institute will turn 46 years old on July 20th, like I mentioned, and during these 46 years, we have developed thousands of leaders. These alumni now have children, and we are so proud to welcome these legacy students to our programs, and especially proud to recognize them tonight. So please stand to be recognized and remain standing when I say your name. From El Paso, Texas, the child of Carla Corona, LDZ class of 94, and Andre Miranda, LDZ class of 93, nephew of Alisa Corona, class of 97, nephew of the Honorable Angela Corona, Secretary of State, class of 92, the nephew of Daniel Miranda, class of 95, and the nephew of Michael John Miranda, class of 98, Matthew Miranda. From San Antonio, Texas, the child of Victoria, Reno Moreno, and Jorge Herrera, LDZ class of 95, Alejandra Herrera. From Allen, Texas, the child of Adam Bustillo, LDZ class of 1990, Sofia Bustillo. From Austin, Texas, the child of Lorraine Palacios, LDZ class of 94, Gianna Germain. From Beverly Hills, California, the child of Eric Samek, LDZ class of 1991, Isaac Samek. From Harlingen, Texas, the child of Leandro Ortiz, LDZ class of 92, Robbie Ortiz. From El Paso, Texas, the child of Nick Bombach, LDZ class of 89, Noel Bombach. From Long Beach, California, the child of Veronica Robles, LDZ class of 91, Alessandra Robles. From Alvin, Texas, the child of Erica Paz, LDZ class of 95, Hannah Baker Paz. From Austin, Texas, the child of Cynthia Solis, LDZ class of 91, Anthony Solis. From El Paso, Texas, the child of Laura Galvillo, LDZ class of 93, Olivia Neal. And from Bayside, New York, my son, Damian Torres. Thank you to our alumni parents. We're so very proud of you all and of your legacy students. To the parents and guardians of the incredible class of 2025, on behalf of our founders, Ernesto Nieto and Gloria de Leon, our board chair, Michelle Sáenz Rodriguez, our additional chair board member, John F. Lopez, who's with us tonight, and the entire board of trustees, we thank you for the opportunity to work with your children. We recognize the trust you have placed in us and share our deepest gratitude for the time you have spent with us. Thank you. To the Colorado LDZ class of 2025, congratulations. This week you created, you imagined, you executed, and you accomplished what I'm sure seemed like insurmountable tasks. You were challenged and you stepped up to meet, and you crushed those challenges. Last Saturday, I had the opportunity to meet with some of your parents, and my goodness, are they so proud of you. Speaking on behalf of your parents and guardians, please know that you are the manifestation of our greatest dreams and hopes. It is through your accomplishments that we measure our success, and it is our greatest joy to be your champions and cheerleaders. You did not get here by accident. Whether it was the support of your parents, guardians, tias, tios, school counselors, or teachers, you were recognized as being exceptional. Whoever it was in your life that supported you being here, thank them. Thank them for believing in you and for giving you that most precious gift of their support. As you return to your homes tomorrow, back to Texas and Puerto Rico, California, New York, and Mexico, and right here in Colorado, I hope that you take this experience with you forevermore, carry the memories in your heart, foster the friendships that you have made, and continue to be active stewards of the National Hispanic Institute. Go back into your communities and recruit the new classes of the future. We believe in you, we have faith in you, and we look forward to celebrating your successes for years to come. Godspeed, LDZers, the world awaits your greatness. At this time, it's my great honor to introduce someone from the Colorado State University, as I said, our partner for the last 35 years. Dr. Shannon Archibeke Engel, Colorado State University Associate Vice President in the Office of Engagement and Extension, is committed to fostering an equitable learning environment for students, faculty, and staff through education and evidence-based practices. She has an active research agenda that is integrated into and informs her administrative and academic responsibilities. Her current portfolio includes serving as a research lead for the Division and Liaison with the Vice President for Research Office, champion organizational access and success initiatives, and conflict mediation with various stakeholders. Throughout her career, Shannon has championed social justice, focused and data-informed policies and practices to bring the university mission of access and service to the lived experiences of faculty, staff, and students. She has led university-wide strategic planning efforts, the Hispanic Serving Institution Initiative, the Bias Reporting System, the Employee Climate Survey, and the First Generation University Initiative. An accomplished facilitator, Shannon has led faculty and student success workshops for audiences from elementary schools to national professional development opportunities and international conferences. Please welcome Dr. Shannon Archibeke.
Hey everybody. So yeah, my name is Shannon. My full name is actually Shannon Lynn Rita Archibeke Engel. And I grew up a farm worker. Yeah, salud. I use she, her, and ella pronouns, and that's just one example of the things I've learned at Colorado State University. I didn't grow up a migrant farm worker, but I worked the hayfields and fence lines and livestock pens in southern Colorado. And Colorado State opened many, many doors for me. I would be remiss, this part's hard for me to do, I don't like doing this part, but one of my mentors, Dr. Patricia Mestes Vigil, is sitting here. And if I didn't do this, I might hear about it later. So I also need to remind you that I have a PhD. So I am Doctora Shannon Lynn Rita Archibeke. Representation matters, and Dr. B and I are among less than 1% of Latinas in the United States who have PhDs. So you need to get some too. LDZ is at Colorado State University in large part because of two people. Varo Maldonado, who I don't think has arrived yet, but he'll be here soon. He might be playing basketball or golf or Varo takes retirement very seriously. The other person was my mentor for a long, long time. She actually signed my letter of admission to CSU. So I met her before I ever saw her, because she opened the door here. That person is Mary Ontiveros, and her son is here representing her today, Matt Ontiveros. So because so much of what you experienced here is due to Mary, I'm going to honor her a little bit with a few words. These are heartfelt, and I'll do my best to get through. Mary Renee Ontiveros, Faculty Emeritus, that parts matters and is in large part because of Dr. V, retired in December 2020 after over 50, that's 50, years at Colorado State University. Mary arrived in the fall of 1969 from Pueblo, Colorado as a first-generation student. She was engaged already, not engaged to be married, but an engaged person, and committed to social justice. She arrived at CSU with less than $15 in her pocket. Matt, I remember it was like 12. It was something like that, yeah. She would have had more, but she lost some the night before betting on dog races in Pueblo, but she showed up with this cash in her pocket. She also showed up after using a black magic marker to color her white socks in her black shoes, right, so that folks wouldn't know that she had holes in her shoes. That was Mary. That's where she came from. The stories of the discrimination she faced over the years makes one shudder, but I'm not going to spend time on those stories. We're living in a particular time right now, so we could describe those too. Instead, I want to share some of what Mary did and get a glimpse into who Mary was, because you are the reason Mary did what she did. As a student, she was politically active. She conceived and led the -8 campaign. So the -8 campaign, this university, raised student fees without student input, raised them $8 a semester. And so Mary led the campaign, resulting in many students paying their tuition and fees minus the $8. She watched Old Main burn. It was a building by the Oval from her room in Durwood. She was there when a student overturned the table in anger after the president of the university served grapes to students during the Delano grape strike and boycott. Mary loved CSU, and her commitment to the university and the tangible changes she made to the institution continued when she transitioned from student to employee. She was part of the Project Go team, which founded many of the TRIO programs that are part of CSU, and the team that created El Centro here at Colorado State University. Part of the team that brought TRIO to our university. She was responsible for changing admissions forms so that students who had less than 4 letters in their last name could apply to Colorado State University. Before Mary, those students couldn't even apply. She was behind the creation of our first generation scholarships, the First Generation University Initiative, the Alliance Partnership, the Native American Legacy Award, the Community for Excellence, the Principles of Community, let me tell you that story sometime, gender inclusive restrooms, and so much more. And she's who invited LDZ to Colorado State with Rob. Much of what defines CSU regarding diversity and access can be traced back to Mary O. And for that, Colorado State University and the people who make up CSU will be forever grateful. I will be forever grateful. As the tributes roll in, though, what comes up most is who Mary was, rather than what she did. Mary did not change who she was. She was always Mary from the blocks. She grew up in the blocks in Pueblo, Colorado. She always had Cholula in her bag, long before it was in a song. And she gave a chin bob, no matter who was in the room. Mary was known for her honesty, her authenticity, and her unmatchable work ethic. Mary told the truth. Mary was consistent. Mary was transparent in the work that she did. She didn't hide. Mary brought people together. Mary listened, and she never let up trying to make Colorado State University live up to its promise to our students, the state of Colorado, her community, and to each other. In February of 2022, I witnessed one of the most moving sights I've ever seen on this campus. As part of the processional from the funeral service to the gravesite, Mary made one last loop around the oval. It was a most fitting honoring of a woman who gave so much of herself and who helped to shape the best parts of our value system at Colorado State. If Mary were here, she would tell us to sit together, be together, share some stories, breathe, eat a bit, and drink some water. Mary was always drinking water. In her honor, we should all do that. And then Mary would want us to get back to work, because there's a lot of work to do, and people are counting on us. People are counting on you. I am counting on your generation. So that's what I'll be doing. I feel like Mary talks to me often and tells me to get my ass in gear, get back to work. And it's what I encourage you to do as well. So get back to work, center your communities, never ever forget where you came from, and please take care of yourselves and each other, because you matter. Thanks for visiting us at CSU.
Thank you so much for that wonderful, moving tribute to Mary. We'll hear a little bit more about Mary's story later on in our ceremony today, and it's very exciting. First and foremost, I want to say congratulations, LDZ. You've made it. As the 35th class here at CSU, I'm so proud of the things that you've accomplished. And this ceremony really should be a testament of the things that you've accomplished. And whether or not you receive an award, reflect on what you've done this week. Think about what you've accomplished. Reflect on the person who you were on the first day of this program when you walked in those doors. Who were you? What did you believe in then? And how much have you changed in these short 7 days? You have so much more to do, and this is only a very small stop in your journey. And it's very exciting to now celebrate all of your accomplishments. So now let's start the awards. First, we have our House of Representatives. The House of Representatives represents our largest chamber with over 100 members. As a legislative body, it sees the most proposals, having the largest of voices and discussions within their committees. Within this large body, leaders who emerge have the leadership skills necessary to communicate effectively and promote compromise. At this time, I'd like to introduce the Director of the House of Representatives, Paula Medrano and Ricardo Garcia Naranjo, to present the awards for House of Representatives.
Obviously to my co-director, Ricardo Garcia Naranjo, our JCs, please stand when I call your name to be recognized. Taylor Luna, she's not here. Camila Montes, Dear representatives, in the time we spent together, you have embarked on a transformative journey, shattering the confines of a single story. You define stereotypes, embrace diversity, and open your hearts to the multitude of narratives that make up our vibrant Latinx community. Each of you arrived with your own story, your own lens on the world, but through connection, empathy, and perseverance, you came to see that these stories, when woven together, create a tapestry of resilience, strength, and beauty. This past week, you didn't just talk about change, you created it. You broke down barriers, fostered deep dialogue, and fought for diverse voices to be heard. You recognized the urgency for action and cultivated the environment to make meaningful proposals. That final session, chaotic, hilarious, and powerful, was proof of your drive. I've never seen so many scared, stressed faces with so much heart and determination behind them. You each brought something so special to this experience. You were funny, kind, and uniquely you. Every single one of your stories moved you. I loved getting to know each and one of you on a personal level, whether it was a quick chat, shared joke, or watching you find your voice in the chamber. I saw your growth, your courage, and your unwavering commitment to your peers. Know that your experience here have equipped you to be the agents of change. You've shown that leadership isn't about titles. It's about listening and understanding, and showing up. Your voices have the power to dismantle prejudice, spark empathy, and build bridges where walls once stood. We are living in a difficult time, one where it can feel like your voice doesn't matter, like the weight of the world is too heavy to carry. But if you take one thing from this experience, let it be this. Your voice holds power. Never underestimate it. When used with purpose, courage, and compassion, your voice can change injustice, ignite hope, and fight back against all that's wrong in the world. You are not just a future, you are the now. You are the leaders this world so urgently needs. I am beyond grateful for your contributions, your laughter, your hard work, and your heart. So don't be afraid to question the norm. Speak your truths, carry with the spirit of curiosity, empathy, and bold leadership. You are the kind leaders that this world very much needs. Farewell, representatives. May your journey ahead be filled with inspiration, growth, and the beautiful echo of countless stories still waiting to be told. And finally, thank you for making this house a home.
I am pleased to present the nominees for the House of Representatives Awards. Nominees, when your name is called, please stand. Award recipients, please come to the stage to receive your award and wait on stage for all winners in your chamber to be recognized and for a photograph. The nominees for Best Author of a Resolution, Child of Elizabeth Ceja Mojica from Fort Collins, Colorado, Diego Gallegos Ceja. John Henry Castillo. Please stay standing. Child of Jose Antonio Gonzalez Ruiz and Maria de la Carmen Gonzalez Limon from Guadalajara, Jalisco, Josean Gonzalez. Child of Elizabeth Ceja Mojica from Fort Collins, Colorado, Diego Gallegos Ceja. Okay, nominees, when your name is called, please. Oh, Diego Gallegos Ceja. The nominees were the Outstanding Legislator, Child of Jasmine Vasquez from El Paso, Texas, Nia Vasquez. and Adela Vanessa Garcia Loera. From Zapopan, Mexico, Alfonso Nambo. Child of Teresita Quiñones from San Juan, Puerto Rico, María José García. And the winner, child of Teresita Quiñones from San Juan, Puerto Rico, María José García. The nominees for the Best Debater, child of Rebecca and Luis Gomez from El Paso, Texas, Rafi Gomez. Child of Havarai Ali from San Antonio, Texas, Aisha Ali. Child of Berta Castro Cruz and Miguel Guerrero Apolonio from Fort Collins, Colorado, Scarlett Guerrero. And the winner is child of Havarai Ali from San Antonio, Texas, Aisha Ali. The nominees for Most Persuasive Representative, child of Edwin and Iris Yanes from Walsh, Colorado, Osman Yanes Rodriguez. Child of Jose Antonio Herrera Cervera and Rosa Elena Carrasco Navarez from Torreón, Coahuila, Mexico, Ale Herrera. Child of Jorge Alberto Esqueda Márquez and Janique Chavez Campos from Zapopan, Mexico, Rodrigo Esqueda. And the winner is child of Edwin and Iris Yanes from Walsh, Colorado, Osman Yanes Rodriguez. The nominees for the Most Distinguished Representative are child of Sandra Cortez and Adolfo Benitez from El Paso, Texas, André Benitez Cortez. Apologies ahead of just pronunciation-wise. Child of Ying Zhan Li from El Paso, Texas, Maggie Li. Child of Melissa and Charlie Garza from San Antonio, Texas, Kai Garza. And the winner is child of Ying Zhan Li from El Paso, Texas,
Distinguished guests, the winner of the 2025 Colorado Lorenzo de Zavala Youth Legislative Session House of Representatives. I would now like to invite Co-Educational Director Catalina Berry to the stage.
the body, it had the opportunity to have much deeper conversations, being able to further dissect individual proposals. I would like to now introduce Tamara Medrano and Alejandro Montes to present the Senate Awards.
Hello everyone, my name is Tamara Medrano and I have the opportunity to be the director of the Senate. But before I start, I want to recognize the Senate staffing team. Thank you to my co-director Alejandro Montes and to the junior counselors Sebastián Fuentes and Nico Galvan for providing so much support and help. Senators, as the week comes to an end, I want to take a moment to recognize your hard work. When the week began, many of you were unsure of the legislative process, unsure of yourself, and maybe even unsure of what the whole LDZ thing was really about. But look at you now. As a chamber, you've grown into the future leaders of the Hispanic community. Throughout this week, you were faced with many obstacles, and yet every time you found a way past it. You learned how to speak up, you learned how to listen, and most importantly, you learned how to lead. But beyond the motions of formality rules, what I saw was something even more powerful. I saw your voices stepping into your power. As members of the Hispanic community, your voice is so important. Our stories, our families, our values, they deserve to be heard and deserve to help shape the future. You are that future. You represent generations of dream, resilience, and hope. By speaking up in this space, you are preparing yourself to speak up in your own communities. This was my first group as a director, and I truly couldn't have asked for a better one. Even though there were many miscommunications, your energy, determination, and kindness genuinely inspired me. You all continue to give it your all. You all continue to give it your all no matter the restrictions, time crunches, and the climate of the room. I'm so proud of all of you and everything you accomplished this last week. You taught me just as much as I hope I helped guide you. Thank you for trusting me, thank you for trusting each other, and thank you for showing up, for your culture, your voice, and your people. Senators, as you leave this experience, I hope you remember that you belong in every room you walk into. Congratulations again. Thank you for making this week unforgettable. I am pleased to present the nominees for the Senate Awards. Nominees, when your name is called, please stand. Award recipients, please come to the stage to receive your award and wait on the stage for all winners in your chamber to be recognized and for a photo.
The nominees for Best Author of a Resolution are child of John and Cynthia Solis from Austin, Texas, Anthony Solis. Child of Jesus de la Torre and Luz Aida Montañez from Bray, Colorado, Ofelia de la Torre. Child of Raúl González Cantú and Mónica Camacho from Torreón, Mexico, Santi González. And for the winner, for Best Author of a Resolution, is Santi González.
The nominees for the Outstanding Legislator are child of Bridget Valente Garcia from San Antonio, Texas, Miranda Garcia. Child of Gia and Albert Leyva from Glendora, California, Maddie Leyva. Child of Liliana and Gabriel Marquez from Plano, Texas, Lorenzo Marquez. The winner is Miranda Garcia.
nominees for Best Debater are child of Ana Gallegos and David Ulick from Pasadena, California, Maya Ulick Gallegos. Child of Ajita Patil from San Antonio, Texas, Nora Suhail. Child of Jessica Evantik and Byron Ford from Arvada, Colorado, Layla Evantik. And the winner, Nora Suhail.
The nominees for the most persuasive senator are child of Irma Jara and Miguel Estrada from San Antonio, Texas, Alex Estrada. Child of Elisa Perez and Richard Opeltz from San Antonio, Texas, Daniel Opeltz. Child of Jessica Centeno from San Antonio, Texas, Autumn Centeno. And the winner is Alex Estrada.
The nominees for Most Distinguished Senator are child of Ileana Vargas and Francisco Hernandez from Atizapán de Zaragoza, Mexico, Francisco Hernandez Vargas. Child of Erica Paz and Richard Baker from Alvin, Texas, Hannah Baker Paz. Child of Marjorie and Jeremy Anderson from El Paso, Texas, Abby Anderson. And the winner, Abby Anderson. Distinguished guests, the winners of the 2025 Colorado Lorenzo de Zavala Youth Legislative Session Senate. I would now like to invite Paul back to the stage.
Thank you, Senate Directors. The Supreme Court. The Supreme Court spent the week learning the principles of community equity building, which is the foundation of the LDZ. They spent hours in trials debating the proposals while writing briefs and their opinions on each one. These awards represent the leaders of this branch of the government who demonstrated their oratory skills and talents. I'd now like to introduce the directors of the Supreme Court Aretha Parks and Vladimir Lora Pardo to present the Supreme Court Awards.
Good evening, LDZers. And also good evening to the friends and family that were able to make it here tonight and those watching from home. My name is Aretha Parks, one of the co-directors of the Supreme Court, and I'm beyond excited to be here tonight to recognize my amazing and hard-working attorneys and justices. I always think it's funny when participants ask me about my own LDZ experience, because they assume I was the most outspoken Chief Justice or very vocal attorney finalist. Well, surprise. In my LDZ, I was the exact opposite. To begin, I was actually a senator, by the way, guys. I never went up to the mic to approach the Secretary of State during General Convention. My proposal got killed during the first reading in the Senate, and I rarely volunteered to speak in doctorate meetings since my best friends were in another. This wasn't because I didn't know my passions, values, or aspirations, but because I didn't think I had the skill set or courage to communicate them. But that is why, year after year, I return to the National Hispanic Institute, especially Colorado LDZ. I feel so accomplished to see the participants' growth in both ability and confidence from the beginning of the week to the end. I had a feeling from the first day of legislative training that this year's Supreme Court brunch was going to be a special one. When we played Pictionary telephone, and somehow the team I gave the phrase fishing and eating pizza turned into the same motion. But the Supreme Court was not all fun and games. We were constantly on a time crunch, but you guys persevered. Day after day, trial after trial, each and every one of you began to think quicker, build confidence, and gain curiosity. I'm so glad I was able to watch this progress throughout the week, and I hope you all feel a difference in yourselves as well. To my co-director, Vladimir Pardo, and my junior counselors, Chloe Duchoquette, Adriana Ortiz, Fabiana Rivas, and Claire Nestor, you guys have no idea how grateful I am for you guys. You not only helped me get my job done, but your presence grounded me. When times got hard, whether it being when we had to push back our last trial for 2 hours due to a rainstorm, to spending hours inputting trial scores, you all kept me sane. And for that, I cannot express my appreciation enough. So you guys can stand to be recognized. So, to the Supreme Court of the 2025 Colorado Lorenzo de Zavala Youth Legislative Session, gracias and bien hecho a todos. Okay, now let's get to the fun stuff. I am pleased to present the nominees for the Supreme Court. Please stand, and award recipients, please wait on stage for all winners to be recognized. The nominees for Best Orator are Child of Ryan Sandra McGrath from El Paso, Texas, Mia McGrath. Child of Roberto Eduardo Villanueva Brancho and Maria Josefina Villegas Gonzalez from Torreon, Coahuila, Mexico, Cesar Villanueva. Child of Maria Botello and Hector Villarreal from San Antonio, Texas, Maria Paola Villarreal. And the winner is Mia McGrath.
Child of Montserrat Avalos and Rodrigo Maciú, from La Ciudad de México, Paloma Maciú. Child of Justine Mokwango and Luis Contreras, from Denver, Colorado, Xochitl Contreras. Child of Miranda and Timothy Vatterrock, from Culver City, California, Benicio Vatterrock. And the winner is Xochitl Contreras.
The nominees for Most Distinguished Attorney are child of Yenny Guadalupe Viera and Carlos Turcios Caceres, from Las Vegas, Nevada, Yenny Turcios. Child of Sharon Sue and Kiyonobu Tomita, from El Paso, Texas, Mio Tomita. Child of Leandra and Roberto Ortiz, from Harlingen, Texas, Robbie Ortiz. And the winner for Most Distinguished Attorney, Robbie Ortiz.
I would like now to introduce the 2025 Colorado Lorenzo de Zavala Chief Justice and Justices. Please come on the stage to be recognized. Chief Justice, child of Juana Arredondo, from Austin, Texas, the Honorable Brian Page Arredondo. Child of Ryan and Sandra McGraw, from El Paso, Texas, the Honorable Mia McGraw. Child of Justine McGongle and Luis Contreras, from Denver, Colorado, the Honorable Xochitl Contreras. Child of Antonio Alvarez and Otilia V. Valenzuela, from Torreón, Coahuila, Mexico, the Honorable Eduardo Montano. Child of Chris and Amanda Claiborne, from San Antonio, Texas, the Honorable Kai Claiborne. Child of John Martillo and Daniel Vaughn, from South Lake, Texas, the Honorable Lily Martillo. Child of Hector Villarreal and Maria Botello, from San Antonio, Texas, the Honorable Maria Paola Villarreal. Miranda and Timothy Vatterrock, from Culver City, California, the Honorable Benicio Vatterrock. Child of Montserrat Rodrigo Massieu. From Ciudad de Mexico, the Honorable Paloma Massieu.
Sorry guys, I know it's a little bit past 6 or 7 o'clock, but I'd now like to welcome to the stage the top 2 attorney teams from the final trial. Team 9, Camila Marcias Vasquez and Noel Bombach. And Team 2, Camila Gutierrez and Jorge Rodriguez. The Supreme Court sides with Team 2, child of Camila Botero. Jorge and Camila.
Introducing the Chief Justice for the 2025 Colorado Lorenzo de Zavala Youth Legislative Session, Brian Page Arredondo.
I hope the suspense didn't kill you. Thank you, honorable delegates, every single one of you. At the beginning of this, when I first gave my first speech, I told you about my father and how he led me here into my mission. But after this week, I'm grateful to say that you guys are now a part of my mission. You guys are now a part of the reason of why I fight for the people. From judging last night's amazing final trial alongside the lifelong friends I've made, to making you guys endure our last night's performance, which we've been practicing since the airport, all the way to reading each and every single one of your guys' innovative ideas on a paper that we like to call a proposal. I loved every little bit of it. And if I could do it all over again, I wouldn't change a thing. It was my pleasure to do it for the love of the game, purely for the love of the game, y mi amor por todos ustedes. And it's all thanks to you guys. First of all, big shout out to Adriana for enduring my rage date. As well as to Vladimir, Fabiana, Chloe, Claire, and Arethea for making our Supreme Court experience the way it was and teaching me how much of the world is really in our own hands. From the bottom of my heart, I thank all of you guys here for making this a never-ending mission. I'd also like to thank my fellow attorneys of the Supreme and justices of the Supreme Court for practically laughing out of our chairs to then having the biggest lock-in of the year the next minute, simply because we're running out of time. And most importantly, shout out to all of our wonderful staff for having endless nights preparing this LDZ that we have today and making it the most educational and fun that it could be. Thank you to all. And shout out to Austin. At this time, I would like to introduce Catalina back to present the top 3 elected officials. Thank you.
It is my honor to invite to the stage your Speaker of the House of the 2025 Colorado Lorenzo de Zavala Youth Legislative Session, child of Laura Ulibarri y Raúl Carrillo from El Paso, Texas, your Speaker of the House, the Honorable Emiliano Carrillo.
Good evening to you all. My name is Emiliano Carrillo from El Paso, Texas. And, well, my speech now might be as, I guess heartfelt as some of the other ones I've seen, because man, y'all write good speeches. So, yesterday we talked a little bit about the gratitude that, I felt specifically towards the different chambers, but today I'd like to dive a little bit deeper into why I'm grateful for all of you here today. Before I get into that though, I want to shout out to Ms. Regina for all the random questions she answered, for leading the El Paso region, and for most importantly putting me on, not literally, putting me on for Speaker of the House. I'm not gonna lie, I was more than a little bit clueless when coming into LDZ, and I kept bouncing between different positions and trying to decide on the first day until Ms. Regina put me on. I had to choose between House and Senate, and honestly, I'm so glad I chose House because it wouldn't have been the same. I wouldn't be here. With that, I hope it is not just me in this room when I say this, but I am beyond grateful for the challenges that all of you put forward. The mistakes I made, and believe me, there was a couple, these allow me to walk out of this LDZ with new ways of communication, new friendships, and honestly, some new goals. One last thing before I kind of close this up, I'd like to shout out my roommate for always being on time, never disrupting the house sessions, and maintaining a very organized dorm. I hope that all of you carry forward the lessons from this LDZ for years to come. Y'all made it, our LDZ. Gracias a Regina, to our staff, mis amigos. My hat is off for all of you. Adios.
Gracias, Emiliano. Y ahora es un honor invitar a la vicegobernadora del 2025 Colorado, Lorenzo de Zavala Youth Legislative Session, hija de Angélica Ruiz, de la Ciudad de México, Lucila Hernández Ruiz.
Delegates. Well, and everybody else who has taken
taking the time to come here and join us. Though only a certain amount of awards were to be given today, that does not mean that there isn't something inside every single one of you worth celebrating today. And that makes me so incredibly proud. I want you guys to take this moment to look at how far you've come, how much we've grown together. I've seen people who would have trouble even raising their hands up whenever the teacher asks a question, go up to the mic and approach it with such confidence. And that's exactly what proves that leaders aren't exactly born. They aren't always born, they're made. And that's what this program is about. It never has been about the titles or about the awards. It has been about the collective effort that we have all made to grow, to learn, to enjoy, but to live in the moment. And, well, however, these awards do help us highlight some of y'all's incredible qualities. But as a matter of fact, no award will ever give you guys all the recognition that you have proved you deserve. Talking about journeys, this was never about the destination. This was always about the journey, and that's exactly what I want you guys to take home today. And personally, talking about my own journey and seeing all of you guys in it, I smile and sometimes cry a little bit. Because the person I am today, the person I was 6 days ago, if she was able to look at myself now, she would be incredibly proud. Incredibly proud and honored, because today I stand here so amazed about everything. So amazed at how so many people can touch so many other people's hearts. Así que gracias. Muchísimas gracias a todos, porque ustedes han hecho cada uno de estos días inolvidable. Y eso, I'll never be grateful enough for. Thank you very much, everyone.
Gracias, Lucila. And now it is with distinct pleasure to introduce to you and invite to the stage your governor for the 2025 Colorado Lorenzo de Zavala Youth Legislative Session, child of Claudia Emel Raleigh from El Paso, Texas, the Honorable Mateo Raleigh.
I'd like to introduce the cabinet for the 2025 Colorado Lorenzo de Zavala Youth Legislative Session. Please come on stage and be recognized. Child of Liliana and Gabriel Marquez from Plano, Texas, Lorenzo Marquez. Child of Hope and Polo Ruiz from Austin, Texas, Dara Ruiz. Child of Teresita Quiñones from San Juan, Puerto Rico, Maria Jose Garcia. Child of Albert and Corina Escalante from El Paso, Texas, Julian Escalante. Unfortunately, Julian's sick right now, so he can't come up to stage. So give many hearts. Child of Jesus Nabo Sereno and Adela Garcia Loera from Zapopan, Mexico, Alfonso Nambo. Child of Patti and Antonio Pedraza from San Antonio, Texas, Eva Pedraza. Child Roberto and Claudia Coronado from El Paso, Texas. Roberto Coronado. Finally, child of Amanda and Brian Humphreys from McAllen, Texas. Addison Garcia Humphreys. Now I would like to introduce the authors of the resolutions passed by the 2025 Colorado Lorenzo de Zavala Youth Legislative Session. Please come to stage when I say your name. Title From Barrio to Big Leagues, Latino Youth Sports. Written by child of Raúl González Cantú and Monica Camacho from Torreón, Mexico, Santiago González. Titled Hispanic Football Friendship Games, written by child of Iris Rodriguez and Edwin Yanes from Walsh, Colorado, Osman Yanes. Titled Passing on the Latino Musical Legacy, written by child of Ingzan Lee from El Paso, Texas, Maggie Lee. Titled Latino Empowerment Through Community Skill Enrichment, written by child of Majorie and Jeremy Anderson from El Paso, Texas, Abby Anderson. Titled A Bill to Strengthen Latino Youth Drug Abuse Prevention, written by child of Hope and Polo Ruiz from Austin, Texas, Tara Ruiz. Titled Weekly Meetings to Raise Money Through Latin Artwork, written by child of Justine McGonigal and Luis Contreras from Denver, Colorado, Ochi Contreras. Titled Arte Unido, United Through Art, written by child of Bridget Valentin Garcia from San Antonio, Texas, Miranda Garcia. Titled Investing in Knowledge, written by child of Elfida and Jesus Estrada from Yuma, Colorado, Mia Vasquez. Titled Empowering Immigrant Workers, a website for safety and support, written by the child of Bertha Castro Cruz and Miguel Guerrero and Polonio from Yuma, Colorado, Scarlett Guerra Castro.
evening, everyone. I'm Mateo Brackengaldo from El Paso, Texas. And in our last night of 2025 Colorado Lorenzo de Zavala Youth Legislative Session, I'd like to take a quick moment to reflect on how our week was. First of all, I hope all of you guys have had a great week. I know I have. And I hope you guys are ready to go back home. And while even though it feels that we just got here yesterday, and I'm just settled into sleeping and showering in dorms, it also feels as if we've been here forever. Because firsthand, I've seen the growth that most of us have gone through, changing from unbothered participants to esteemed representatives, senators, justices, attorneys, members of the cabinet. The bonds and new friendships we made are special and personal. Just like my cabinet, love you guys. And my roommate, thanks for everything. But these friendships and experiences were only made because of our choice. Our choice to put ourselves out here, to set aside our differences, and to step outside of our comfort zones. And even though we've been here for such little time, I feel that the impact of this week in Fort Worth, Colorado will last us a lifetime. So while I don't know the motivation for why each of you, one of you, decided to fly or drive here, I do know that each one of us came here to search for a way to mold our own future and to mold the future of those around us. Now, personally, I signed up for the LDZ right after great debate, because I had just seen how great NHI in our community really was. But in the coming days to the trip, I really had no idea what I wanted to run for. I didn't really know what the LDZ was. So I still didn't know what I wanted to do until I got caught cheating on my final and got a 0. So after that, I knew I needed to do something to make up for that. To make it up for myself, to make it up for my family. Sorry, Mom. So I told myself to do good, no matter what. I told myself to succeed at LDZ. Yet all of that still didn't answer the question of what I was going to do in these 8 days in Fort Worth, Colorado. That was until my flight over here, when I was stalking the NHI Instagram. And I saw a message from Monse, also from El Paso, last year's governor. As I read it, I started to imagine, what would I write down if I was governor? And as I read it, I started to imagine, what would I write down if I was governor? I also thought that I low-key cooked in my head. So, in that moment, I made the decision to myself to run for governor. But when I told my friends about my intention to run for president, I got a lot of side eyes and sarcastic affirmations. But I knew what my motivations were. And that was to get my own Instagram post. But it was also to prove to myself that I'm much more than my failures, that I can still succeed in life. So I share this story because I think it reflects that to succeed, you don't need to be perfect. You don't need to have the perfect motivations, and you don't need to be seen as a perfect person. Because every human who exists on this planet has the potential inside of them to be a leader. But it's only when you push through your faults and use your mistakes as motivations to improve yourself will you become the person you truly aspire to be. So thank you, each and every single one of you, for making this experience so special and truly life-changing. I hope you've learned as much about yourselves as I've learned about myself through this. Thank you all so much.
We are now on to our final awards for the night. First up, we have Most Promising Leaders. And these awards were voted by their peers. I would like to invite our amazing, incredible on-site director, Mercedes Mercado, to the stage to hand out these special awards. The first Most promising leader is child of Hope and Polo Ruiz from Austin, Texas, Tara Ruiz. Your second most promising leader, child of Patricia and Aaron Miller from Fort Collins, Colorado, Samira Miller. Congratulations to our most promising leaders. It is my honor to invite another very special representative from CSU. As you can tell, we have a lot of amazing representatives from CSU, and we cannot thank you guys enough. Next up, I would like to invite to the stage for our next award, someone who has worked so hard to make this event possible, Lucia Delgado.
You all look so wonderful this evening. It's nice to see you. On behalf of the Office of Admissions and Colorado State University, it is my pleasure to present the Rich Castro Award. Soon after Rich's untimely death at the age of 45, Mary Ontiveros, the Executive Director of Admissions at that time, approached Gloria and Ernesto about establishing this award for the Colorado Lorenzo de Zavala as a lasting legacy and an honor to Rich Castro. It was created to recognize one outstanding, talented, and gifted leader who long after his death remains a beacon in the political and legislative history for the state of Colorado. Rich was the youngest person ever elected to the Colorado State Legislature. He was just 28 years old. Rich was so well respected and loved by his colleagues that after his death, a sculptured bronze bust of his likeness was made in his honor and is situated in an area at the State Capitol building in Denver that is reserved for historical figures, and he is the only Latino to be recognized. In his short lifespan, Rich had an immediate and lasting impact. His contributions were many and went beyond the Latino community. He proposed and was instrumental in passing laws that benefited all people. Rich was a very kind and caring person who had a way of making everyone he interacted with feel special and important. Those who had the opportunity to know Rich also fondly remember his great sense of humor, and above all, Rich was a very courageous person. During the course of this week, the LDZ staff was asked to identify a delegate who best exemplifies these characteristics. This year, the Rich Castro Award recipient is child of Annie Ortecho from Loveland, Colorado, Mia Ortecho.
my coeducational director, Bob Martinez IV, back up to the stage.
This is a very exciting award. We only have 2 left, but this next one is a brand new award that we've never done at this program before. It cannot be overstated. The reason the Colorado LDZ exists, the reason why we're all sitting in this room today, is a large part because of Mary Ontiveros. Mary believed deeply in students like you. She believed in what it would mean for you not just to visit, but belong on this campus. She championed the partnership between NHI and Colorado State University, both in the front and behind the scenes. And she remained steadfast in that support for over 3 decades. She saw this space as a place where you could grow, stretch, and imagine what's possible. Not someday, but now. And she fought to make sure that would happen for you, and for every generation to come. Tonight, we honor not just a person, but a legacy, a set of values and actions that ripple across time, shaping the lives of young leaders in the communities they touch. Mary Ontiveros was a first-generation student from Pueblo, Colorado, who arrived at CSU in 1969. She had every reason to feel like an outsider, a Latina navigating a predominantly white institution, but instead of shrinking, she built. For more than 5 decades, Mary transformed CSU from the inside out. She became the university's first vice president for diversity and the first Latina vice president in its history. Her legacy is visible in policies, programs, and even the name of a building, the Mary Ontiveros House, the first building on campus named after a Latina. But her real legacy isn't only in what she changed, it's how she made people feel. Seen, heard, believed in. Mary helped students see themselves here, not as guests, but as rightful members of a community. She listened, she challenged institutions to do better, and she left behind a roadmap for leadership rooted in compassion, courage, and justice. Because leadership doesn't begin in titles, it begins in how we treat one another. It begins when we make room for a quiet voice in the corner, when we speak up even when it's uncomfortable. When we choose to lead when we choose to lead not with ego, but with empathy. This week we saw students step into that kind of leadership. This student didn't ask for the spotlight, but their presence was unmistakable. They led with integrity, they made space for others, and they reminded us that the work of building a more just, inclusive world doesn't start someday. It starts right here, right now, with each of us. It is my honor to present the inaugural Mary Ontiveros Ram's Heart Award to child of Elsa Lozana from Houston, Texas, Elsa Lozana Teo. Yeah! And then there was one. The next individual that I'm happy to bring up is one of our board members at NHI. Please give a round of applause for John F. Lopez.
Good evening. Thank you for letting me come spend some time with you. They asked me to tell a story to you about a young man who participated in the LDZ when I went in the summer of 1983 in Austin, Texas. This award has is one that is probably one of the most meaningful that we give at the LDZ. It's not really even just an award, it's a tribute, a reminder, and a memorial. It honors the spirit of a young man who helped shape the heart of this organization. And it serves as a message to all of us that how we live, how we treat others, and how we carry ourselves in the face of struggle matters. Ricky Miranda, I said earlier, was class of 1983 at Texas LDZ. Back then it was the only LDZ. It was the first LDZ. He was a kid from South Austin and lived in the same neighborhood as NHI's founders, Ernest Nieto and Gloria de Leon. And he didn't have much. Didn't have a car, didn't have a phone. Sometimes he didn't even have lunch money. His mom worked as a janitor at the high school where he went, something that embarrassed him sometimes. And his parents had divorced and when he was in middle school, and so he quickly took on a role of caregiver for his younger siblings. In high school, he tried out for the baseball team. He really had a passion for the game, but unfortunately didn't make it. But he never stopped showing up with a smile. He didn't lead loudly, but had a kind of strength that drew people in. At the LDZ, he ran for office and lost. But again, he kept going, kept the smile, and pushed beyond what had happened to him. He really wanted to attend Texas A&M University, but unfortunately did not get admitted. Instead, he went to the University, back then it was University of Texas Pan American, now the University of Texas RGV. And at the time, Ernie and Gloria were the ones who drove him down for his first semester of college. They helped him move into his dorm room, helped buy posters for his walls, and assured him that he would be fine. At the end of the semester, Ricky came back to Austin and showed up at Ernie and Gloria's house with a young lady who was his new girlfriend. He told them how he had really worked hard and was making the dean's list for the first time at A&M. It really looked like things were going his way. They stayed up late, talking into the night, and at some point, Ricky and his girlfriend left. It was winter, and so Ernie and Gloria reminded him, hey, there's ice out there, be careful. That was the last time they saw him. The next morning, Ernie received a call from the local sheriff's department. A truck had crossed the center line and hit Ricky and his girlfriend head on, and they were both killed instantly. The only phone number they could find in Ricky's wallet was for Ernie, and so that's who they called. Now, this event made Ernie and Gloria really do a lot of soul searching about the mission and about their life's work and the sacrifices that they had made and the impact they had made. And I want to get to this part. They thought about the fragility of life and the real tragedies that sometimes happen, especially in working with young people. The work we all do with young people is a privilege. It's sacred. It's special. Students let you into their lives, and parents trust you to help guide them in leadership and help them expand opportunities in the future. It reminds us that life can end at any moment, and therefore we must be mindful of the humility required, and that we must make the most of every moment in our lives and every relationship we have. From that moment, Ernesto and Gloria chose to memorialize Ricky by naming an award after him that is presented at the LDZ every summer. Ricky faced more than his share of challenges, financial hardship, rejection, and the voices of people who kept doubting his future. But he never let those things define him. He kept showing up, he kept smiling, and he kept dreaming.
The Ricky Miranda Award is selected by the LDZ staff, and it honors a student who embodies that same resilient spirit. Someone who, in the face of adversity, stays hopeful, stays grounded, and never stops believing in their ability to grow. This year's recipient has met every challenge with a smile. They have leaned into discomfort, taken initiative, and turned obstacles into opportunities. They didn't wait to be led. They led themselves with humility, heart, and joy. It is our privilege to present the Ricky Miranda Award to child of Richard Ruiz and Norma Gonzalez Ruiz from San Antonio, Texas, Max Ruiz Gonzalez. Congratulations to you all again. We could not be any prouder. We now have a special gift for all of you. This was produced by Mila Balandran and Alexis Jimenez. Please enjoy.
By the powers vested in me, I hereby call the 2025 Colorado Lorenzo de Zavala Youth Legislative Session to order.
and Alexis Jimenez. I hope you all enjoyed reminiscing on the week as much as we did. As you have heard many times this week, the days are long, but the week is short. And the staff can definitely agree. I have had the pleasure of being able to work with 31 staff members. We had many new faces, and some I am so proud to have worked with for the past 4 years. I want to thank each of you for donating your time. Without you, we could not have accomplished this phenomenon that is the LDZ. Just as the delegates have inspired us, you have all inspired me more than words could ever convey. Your dedication and your perseverance is an inspiration. You all have shown the epitome of that. It has not gone unnoticed, nor is it unappreciated. Thank you. Thank you for your guiding presence, your unyielding support, and your commitment to changing lives. I am honored to recognize the 2025 Colorado Lorenzo de Zapata Youth Legislative Staff. Please come to the stage and wait for all staff members to be recognized. Beginning with our junior counselors, from Pueblo, Colorado, attending Pueblo Central High School, Brandon Martinez. From Fort Collins, Colorado, attending Poudre High School, Gabriel Gonzalez. From Fort Collins, Colorado, attending Poudre High School, Sebastián Fuentes. From Las Vegas, Nevada, attending Palo Verde High School, Claire Nestor. From El Paso, Texas, attending DSST College View High School, Gabby Varela. From El Paso, Texas, attending Coronado High School, Camila Montes. From El Paso, Texas, attending El Paso High School, Chloe Duchoquet. From Los Altos, California, attending Mountain View High School, Taylor Luna. From Austin, Texas, attending Stony Point High School, Nico Galvan. From Austin, Texas, attending Tom Glenn High School, Adriana Ortiz. From Mission, Texas, attending Sharyland High School, Fabiana Rivas. And your senior counselors. From Fort Collins, Colorado, attending Colorado State University, Lali Sanchez Smith. From Fort Collins, Colorado, attending Colorado State University, Carlos Vega. From Fort Collins, Colorado, attending Colorado State University, Vladimir Lora Pardo. From Greeley, Colorado, alumna of Colorado State University, Samantha Sanchez. From Greeley, Colorado, attending Colorado State University, Ricardo Garcia Naranjo. From Fort Collins, Colorado, attending Front Range Community College, Alexis Jimenez. From Denver, Colorado, alumni of Dartmouth College, David Molina. David Molina. From Wellington, Colorado, attending University of Colorado Boulder, Tamara Medrano. From Wellington, Colorado,
attending Case Western Reserve University, Aretha Parks. From León, Guanajuato, Mexico, attending Tecnológico de Monterrey, Mila Balandra. From Dallas, Texas, attending University of New Mexico, Frida Gonzalez Olguín. From Dallas, Texas, attending Texas Tech University, Nicholas Bustillo. From El Paso, Texas, alumnus of University of Texas at El Paso, Alejandro Montes. From San Antonio, Texas, attending San Antonio College, Max Mendez. And our senior staff. From San Antonio, Texas, alumna of Boston University, Safety and Security Officer, Analisa Arguello. From El Paso, Texas, alumna of the University of Texas at El Paso, Program Manager, Regina Legareta. From San Antonio, Texas, alumnus of University of Texas, Co-Educational Director, Paul Gonzalez Martinez III. From Austin, Texas, alumnus of University of Rochester, Co-Educational Director, Catalina Baker. And last, but certainly not least, from Denver, Colorado, alumni of Colorado State University, your Secretary of State, Juan Hernández Rivera. Thank you again, staff. Without you, we couldn't do this. Oh, and we have one picture right here from our Chief Justice. Thank you.
Thank you, thank you. I just want to say a few more thank yous as we end this ceremony. We won't take too much time because I know we have a dance to get to. First and foremost, thank you to CSU. You know, the last 35 years, they've been so generous in creating space for us here. I want to thank the alumni, the parents, the people that are investing in their time into this institute, into our work, and the things that we do in this program. And I also want to thank the students. You all these years. Thank you for investing in yourself this week. You know, take some time to reflect. This is probably going to be the last time that all of us are in the room together. You know, soon yes, it's bittersweet. We have more journeys to go on, but we had a great time together. Soon, tomorrow, we'll begin our journeys home. Soon we'll begin our journeys home. We'll have to face the pressures of the real world. Outside pressures that are telling you how to live, how to exist, how you should interact with one another, how you have to live your life. In a world that has a hostile climate, that has politicized bodies, that has state-sanctioned violence against our community and the people that we hold dear, it can bring a lot of hardness and heavy emotion. And you know, I had a lot of time to reflect, and I've had a lot of time to think about this, because this program gives me hope. It's the only thing that truly gives me hope that this community has so much power to change what we're doing, to change the current climate, to change the world that we have to exist in. No longer do we have to exist in this reality that tells us how we need to live, and now we can imagine and create for ourselves. But the real work begins tomorrow. You'll continue your leadership journey. You'll now be finishing your high school career, go to college. You'll assume new leadership roles in your own life. Soon we'll have the next junior counselor, the next senior counselor, the next ED, SOS are sitting in this room today, because your journey is not over after this program ends. It is a responsibility with your leadership to continue to come back to your community, this institute, to give back, to continue the work and to continue the advancement of our community. The older I get, the more I kind of get anxiety about the world that we live in. But the only thing that I've realized that is going to save me, and that has saved me time and time again, is community. My friends, the relationships that I've built, the mentors that I've made in this organization, the lifelong best friends that I have with me on the senior staff, who I've known for almost 15 years, who will be in my life for much longer, for decades longer than I anticipate. Community is the only thing that will save us. And it's your job to continue to be stewards of that community, and to nurture it and continue to let it grow. Remember, you're leaving a legacy as well, so what will you do? But before I get too ahead of myself, we still want to celebrate. So let's go to the dance.
All right, guys. One last time to hear from me for dismissal. I know many of you got a memento. We will set up a table outside the dance for you to be able to pick up your photo. And